Yes?
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
There was a revitalization project in '49. A design studio tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. It didn't stick. They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection. Then something went sour. I suspect that something was Everard Clare, the union leader. He muscled them out. It's how it usually goes around here. We should have done something about the Union 10 years ago. That ship has sailed, officer.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never. No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game. You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
A whorehouse of shit? It wasn't whorehouse of shit. The shot was at least 23 meters. Probably 24, and then some. Nothing to be embarrassed about.
What the hell is your problem? You vandalized our game, son! We can't play pétanque with 5 bull! No, we are not good, goddammit! We want our bull back!
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug! You owe us a goddamn bull! Good! Mistakes are forgiven, when men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try.
Yes, why did you come here? It's unlikely they know anything about the murder. You never know. He might know something. This is a good vantage point.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely. In Martinez, the Union is the law. So can you really blame them? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties. But you must agree that nature, in her infinite wisdom, has made men more fit to perform certain, more challenging tasks. Don't you, officer? No reason to even feel bad about that. It's just the way of the animal kingdom.
I have really outdone...
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat arse of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
René, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day? Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really. No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are both good guys. I can see that.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with your ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
He means caviar socialists.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Odd. He doesn't seem to be lying, but there's something off here.
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard. Evrard Clare. Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath. There he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking marble statue.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
No, thank you. For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time. Sure, officer. Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties. Help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debarders all know me. Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card. But Evrard keeps me on the payroll. Just for the little things.
So that's what it was before. Him hiding something. He tries to make it look like he's a big deal in the Union, and now the illusion is disintegrating before your and René's eyes. He doesn't know anything, because no one tells him anything. He's an outsider.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Weservein. Turns to where the wind blows and tries to look important. I hate the socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words, people say. Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers. About Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Evrard and I have these long talks where...
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple.
I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer. Officer, I have a vivid imagination. And like I said, I have a way with words. That's enough. No need to think into politics.
He just fluffs it up.
Of course. Don't sink into anything. Don't sink into any fight. Only sink into your couch.
I prefer highly adaptable myself. Has a better ring to hit, don't you think?
Oh, mon Dieu.
No, thank you.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
This Postler Vantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A faint sticker on the side reads, RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102, with a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankfully even. So do you. You shudder. Then an old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the...
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore, so I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead. You ring the doorbell. What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well for anyone's hair. All you hear is static, but no one answers the call. You ring the doorbell, but nothing happens. You wait for a minute or two, but all you get from the call box is silence. Looks like someone has melted half the plastic off with a lighter. The doorbell doesn't work anymore. You hear static from the intercom speaker. You can almost hear them breathe.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric. Have you come to place an order?
She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off an old wax cylinder. A receiver must not be working properly. Wait, but what happened to Slipstream SCA? There's no Tricentennial Electrics on the list.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice here.
She must be mistaking you for someone else. Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it.
Michelle, just please. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care. Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again,
It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally forget.
she sounds like she's about to cry. She doesn't answer. Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay. Another seagull passes by. It's getting cold standing here, staring at the silent call box.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box read. Silence. No one's home at Fortress Accident. Silence. No one answers the doorbell. Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you. Silence. No one answers your call. This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter, soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted. The sign billboard has fallen on the waterlock, keeping it open, and thus out of order. Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle. The panel served as a takeoff ramp. The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle... Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour. The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight. The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The Samaran butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently. within the past 72 hours. Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast. There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linéaire G22. It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage. The Caprice 40 is a very popular model, with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, undressed strippers. Very sturdy but light motor carriage, more likely than most to survive that jump. The Linéaire G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions, which the manufacturer's design team probably thought about for too long. You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
Any theories about what happened here? What kind of car do you think it was? That's quite likely, from what I can tell. Oh. The traffic hooliganism? I hope not. Fortunately, we are not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder? If we must.
The crumpled salmon and butter billboard still soaks in the lieutenant. A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way.
Good morning to you.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating his salami.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer? I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol. Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything round here. Especially a water lock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then. Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins. Sure thing.
It is salty. It is savory. It is chewy. The hangover only makes the salami more tasty.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
You see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, ultra series.
I can see you've a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable found ultras atop them. A small heat emboss on the veneer reads, Solidarity Aid from the People's Republic of Samara. The speakers themselves don't seem to display any magical qualities.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here. Good move, officer. You won't find a deal like this anywhere.
A pair of found ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined midsole.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
Only? That's madness. Found ultra. We're the future. You remember the slogan from some magazine? The speakers below are banged up and worthless. You see a Samaran. The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here. Everything's cool. The goods are cool. The customers are cool. The place is cool. And one more thing, you're very cool. Bang, 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 bang!
You feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout brewing.
What? No finger pistols, officer? Pew, pew!
The lieutenant nods approvingly.
You're right, officer. 100%. No playing around then. Strictly business. Maybe I can interest you in some premium menswear instead. You mean these delicious pre-packaged shelf-stable meal kits? Really easy to cook, no hassle, really cheap too. Buy some, try them out.
No hassle. There's a little of a hassle here, it appears. A moral hassle.
It is practically free. Yours for 5 cents a piece. Rock that tuna. Why not some macaroni too? No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers, an extremely reputable guy. Oh, he's a good guy. I think you'd get along. I'll let you know the next time he's around.
Interesting.
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past?
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
Very cool. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism. But the Apricot Suzerainty is a shithole. That's why I left. If you say so, officer. I don't worry too much about politics. I'm an entrepreneur, you know. Whatever's good for business is only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom. I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, distributors, manufacturers, wholesalers, all extremely cool and above board. No need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything's already on sale. Anything you want, 50% off.
But did he first mark them up 100%, just so that he could put them on sale?
My man, you know how the game is played. You and me, we should work together. What do you... Good joke, officer!
You glance around the decrepit buildings.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
It is, yes. Anyone can set up their shop whenever they feel like it.
That's right. No permits, no bureaucracy. That's why this city and its law officials are so cool.
If you wanted to be cynical about it, you could say we are here to protect the interests of property holders. I am not, however.
My man, officer, you make all this possible. Without you, this climate would be extremely bad for business. You're part of the Gossamer state.
Gossamer is a fine, filmy substance consisting of cobwebs spun by small spiders, seen especially in autumn. It's safe to say he's referring to the near absence of regulations.
Yeah, that's the main thing about you. Freedom is great. It's what lets independent entrepreneurs like me sell quality goods at competitive prices. Anything for you.
No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want.
Oh, okay. But why, officer? Ah, yes.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe?
Sorry, detective.
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a...
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap Syrahese plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun. Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show. If anything, these lenses probably direct...
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, super material, very cool.
Yes?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys. Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
I used to be very serious about my Franco-Nigerian knights.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
Which one? Ah, royalist soldiers from the time of the revolution. The uniforms are painted a bit too brightly, I suppose.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels, and...
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. Maybe.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says, Stereo 8 approved. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real. Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres, even though I don't really like music.
That's odd. Why doesn't he like music?
The stuff I record myself, silverware shaking in drawers as motor cars race by, nocturnal animals climbing on the roof, airship rotors, that kind of thing.
Maybe you should ditch music as well. Get into these more experimental sounds he's describing. A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room.
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say. Hey, I don't know where it came from, but it's not every day you get to buy and sell something so extraordinary.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hyundai burning. The antlers on the hood of the man's cloak and his piercing blue eyes are familiar. Smells like worn cotton with a side of flea market.
Sniffing is okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions 2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
You should. It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you? I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
He's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic processes bubbling. Some kind of drug, maybe.
Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps. I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have. I do my best to keep my distance from...
He doesn't know anything. The pawnbroker's gaze is already...
Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive. Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop, and then moving on.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
He shakes his head, slowly.
Sure, let me have a look. Another time, perhaps.
Okay. Looking at his wares, talking to him, that might give you more clues. What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular man with antlers and immense Zweihanders. The antlers on the hood of the man's cloak and his piercing...
It's the man from Hendal.
Walking away from his burning village. Yes. Huh? The man from Yelmdale is the hero of a series of... In fact, most people don't think that...
Hendal isn't a real place.
Neither is the man a real man, of course. But both the man and Hjelmdal are an ontological...
Wow. What?
I mean, even if the man from Hjelmdal didn't exist before the adventure novels...
Okay.
You sound skeptical. Besides, I've been to Kotla, though not quite as far...
It's for the best, because Hjelmdal is not a real place, and thus he could not have gone there. His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some unusual neural activity. Interesting. You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the...
Yes?
There are clothes.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes.
Save the economy? That sounds off. You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird... The box smells like cat piss.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first-hand. Buy second-hand.
No good. All you can come up with are some treated wool pants. You can tell they're too tight around your...
No luck? Why not take another look, officer? Keep support.
Hello again, sir.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Mountains of it. Heroic quantities of Hjelmdal. Roy's puny shirt is nothing compared to the real deal. Rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Maybe 100. Man from not even close. Man from Heimdall in Hell. Man from Heimdall and the Forest of Slaves. Man from Heimdall. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space, an endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak. Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books? There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement, so it makes sense.
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda. A Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children. Friends are technically like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
These shelves are overburdened with books. A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring-do. Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work. Glossing over. What's more, they completely not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officers. You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get me Mullen. The stalwart. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. Yes, there's also the dame who did it. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fate. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick, a worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic Hard-Boiled Phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend. Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals? Then this is the book for you.
Oh, crime, robberies, murders. Even you're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love. High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography. Next to that, Rivasholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a run.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power. A very influential historical figure, but surely I don't have... The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point.
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are. Shelves full of biographies of fame. Several maps have been attached. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of... This large map displays archipelago, Ozon, Laurentide, Fas Alamet, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou. In a bookstore, it's you. You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star. 850 million people live on these little dots. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, connections to other worlds, words past the Insulindian. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods. But looking at them makes you feel almost, perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stellamare, Hudon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then, you feel you're just west of Coal City, somewhere above Jamrock. It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. That old thing? It's an out-of-date map of from when some design studio people tried to spruce the place.
The place does not look like a success.
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business. Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime. Amidst the various books, you find one written by some. These three things are the point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to get it serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't, wholeness, unity, balance, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill. In the book features chapters on topics such as how to find There's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to...
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and steal...
You see a set of tattered...
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide inhabitants of Ile-de-France. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fishhead charm at this time. The curtains remain shut.
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books?
She speaks almost as if she's trying to. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Thank you. Let's just talk about this first, all right?
Talking is always good. Go see. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond your...
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed-out, dark echo.
When I said we're parapsychologically done, you clearly don't care about the consequences. What gives you the right? Don't expect my help from now on. The back door is locked and I threw away the key. I won't trifle with such forces. Do look at the books, though. The books compel you. You may be able to make up for this by buying a lot of books. I hope... Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books? My precious. Her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. As a young girl should be, with the proper attitude, she'll have a bright financial future.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense.
Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go! Go! Get back there. The books await you.
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself.
She smiles and nods, seemingly. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular sword. A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching. Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Heimdall in chains. Kneeling between the throne and the Heimdall man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Heimdall and the Devil Woman. The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Heimdall novels. An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece, even by the standards of the Philippian. Well, he blew through. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall. Stories have it that he had his bedroom. He called it the Sol Auron. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fable. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious. Beneath the cold waters of the Insulin, the original was blown apart by communards. Most historians think the coalition's hasty land. Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant People in Martinez tend to disagree. And those critics might have it wrong, though. There's more to it than just ironism. Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about not that he ever did in life either. Something with great kinetic energy. Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can't see it, but I take your word for it. Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement? Why not? What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here.
The king stands high above you. So, wow, you work hard. Oh, yes, you hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there. Oh, yeah, like a horse, a workhorse. For hard, look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride. A little. You make money. You got gills, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco-Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer. Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style. Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack? Are you rich? That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that? Boo-hoo. The system is broken. The establishment is keeping me down. That's not the fuck yeah attitude you're used to. The Guardsman has set himself up one of those self-replicating money structures. You should learn from it. Don't play the victim. Think, look, the immigrants are cool. The immigrants play cool music. Everyone likes them. That's right, 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gotham estate that is Revachol? You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise, 98% of all your money. What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples? It's all about the tax issue, hustler. No other problem in the world is as pressing as top marginal tax rates. And don't you fucking forget it. An old monument stand. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden. No response wherever this woman is. Your words fail to...
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages. Not many people outside of Grad, and Revachol West too.
A Stash Ryko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue, the colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zhimsk ruler. His banners were famously zephyr and white, the colors of the Stars Ryko.
That's, well, yes, exactly it, more or less. Except it was a crowd of them. They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style.
Correction, 4,395, the fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that. I try to avoid drawing far-gone conclusions like this before actually examining the body. But my initial guess is the two are unrelated. 4 years for murder in Reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence.
The prisons in the greater Revachol Industrial Harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
Yes, detective? You sure you're not Zhimsk?
Yes, you're sure you're not. Or, if you are, it's only in that room.
A gander and a hunter and a gatherer.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up.
From another planet. Hey there. It's the jam, my man.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oil.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo. For days upon days upon days. Upon days. Yeah.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the after.
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak. Or he just likes unusual words.
Yeah. Imagine. It's been a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need? He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All account of...
It's easy to see he's telling the truth.
analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions.
Ask for his conclusion.
Nothing. I'm just messing with you, man. Don't mind my idle It's like, whatever's going on over...
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power... I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like...
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examine.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
Oh, high-grade narcotics.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of foul. They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Ilmaran market lately. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. This rockin' beauty sure is like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou, and...
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Don't be a stranger.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel. The white suede feels luxurious under. Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the familiar touch of the accelerator pedal. You have... At the bottom of the sea. So strange. The machine is not on the bottom of the sea at all. It's right in front of you, well kept. Why did it say that? The smell of freshly treated leather. I'm good, cherished and cared for. In the hands of attending, you feel an uninterrupted connection to the mechanics. After a while, you realize silence is your only. Of course it's only in your head. Of course it is, but it almost feels as if the handle is pulled back. Somewhere deep in the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. A metallic drawer slides out from...
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
The pry bar feels nice and cold, useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The handles are... You can do good work with the... It's robust. Weather lets you see things in the dark. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheated. The frequency tableau, like the soft purr of electric.
This is Precinct 50.
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the fort.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct...
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. You wonder what the lieutenant's default radio station is.
Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
The man uses relay code. You got this. You're a cop.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. 10-18, state your message, sir. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This is a...
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and...
He what? He lost his badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you...
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He's asking you to stop.
Of course it's serious.
Satellite Officer Wittmar concurs. Losing your badge is serious. Over. 10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit.
Fuck me! Mac, come here! You've got to hear this.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost it.
He lost his badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
10-9, come again. I didn't get that.
New heights even for
Ask him. Ask him if he's...
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun too.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? Okay, it's gone. You're...
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Oh.
Lying? Over the phone? It's easy. Just...
He says he didn't.
Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. I don't even... Losing his badge is bad enough.
We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need further assistance? Over. Okay.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell...
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question. Understood, sir. Over. Benfor, I know I already wrote it in a report, but it will stay on my desk for a few days. Over.
Wait. Before you say anything, you're going to...
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question. Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled.
There's no use pressing the hit button.
Translation. We're not going anywhere right now.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues, a drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature. I've had to take it, you know.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
We were an all-volunteer force.
On the patch, gamma radiation line.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the... There's a reason why everyone's tried. So much disappointment. No one's. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor. The cleanup happened 15 years ago, so I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I like the theory more than the story.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
You said you'd done it before.
The lieutenant steps away, pretending he won't be your knock, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
If you say so, here you go, man. Of course. Someone else came here earlier today asking the same.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
I don't dispute that you have been charged with protecting the people of a particularly challenging district, but
nothing you can say would... Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by.
Hello again. How can I help you? Someone else?
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
Fuck me? Please leave.
Nothing you can say. Cop gives up.
Hello again. How? Sure. Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
Feeling warm, a drug developed.
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature. I've had...
He's taken for mental and emotional, not physical.
A bad...
The People's Pile was a Type U particle. Construction began during the, needless to say, a primitive nuclear reactor. An emergency valve defect resulted...
We were on
the patch.
I lived by... There was a bad idea.
The People's... A primitive nuclear... An emergency valve
There's so much... No one's. A bunch of poor people built themselves a bad idea.
The People's Pile was an emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure.
I like the theory.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices.
You said you done...
The lieutenant, he won't be your nog, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
Here you go, man. Of course.
Whoa. In your hand, Pyrrolidon, the double rainbow of synthetic hallucinogens. Rare and... What a funny little cap. Don't let the scary medical warnings throw you off. It's an inadequate antidote to radiation poisoning, but a potent antidote to boredom. The container is warm to the touch. Or is that just the anticipation? You screw the lid open and look. A little slit on the side lets you just slurp it up, like an oyster. Come on. You suck a minuscule drop of extremely chemical-smelling liquid into your mouth. There, it seeps into your tongue. When you swallow, it's already almost all gone. It tastes like many things, all melting into one conflagration in the back of your throat. As you look around, the world slowly, of course, it's just a metaphor. It's just this warmth. It makes you want to share your discovery with Kim. Already you can tell you're going to be slurping a lot more.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a Pyrrolidon button. It gives +1 to Psyche skills.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinaise. Your finger moves through the various streets, finally coming to a...
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Hello, hello. Let me know. Someone else?
This is a pawn shop, and it did. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you, and I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts vote on a mission. She didn't seem like a policeman. Although she, truth be told...
Right, so, let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinaise with it? You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
My apology.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it.
Of course. Sure thing. Sure, man.